Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. So today I'm going to be talking through my week 16 update for my 2019 crypto goals. Now if you haven't been following these update videos, basically at the beginning of the year I set some crypto goals. These were kind of financial goals for 2019, and every 4 weeks I go through the different revenue streams, go over how they've kind of performed over the last 4 weeks, any changes and kind of tweaks that I have planned for the next 4 weeks. Now the original video and the week 4, week 8, and week 12 update videos will be linked in the description below, so if you haven't watched those and you want to, you can go and find those in the description below. But basically what I did at the beginning of the year is I set some different revenue targets. So I split them into 5 different revenue streams. So there was masternode revenue, staking revenue, trading revenue, investing, and social. And I set a target of $100 a week for each of these different revenue streams. Now as I mentioned right at the beginning, I didn't expect all of these or even maybe kind of any of those to hit that kind of target right at the beginning of the kind of year, but I was hopeful that sort of throughout the year that things would kind of improve and we would be at or above these kind of targets as the year goes on. So anyway, let's have a look and see how things have gone in the last 4 weeks. Excuse me. So the graphs here, all the graphs are the same. So the green line is my target. So this is a cumulative target over the week. So we've got weeks at the bottom here, so week 1 through to 16, and then we've got a cumulative target on the green, and then the blue is what we've actually received. So you can see here staking miles below where we wanted to be. Now staking was always going to be a slow starter, not just because of the price of everything, but also because obviously we're going to be compounding our staking returns often, so that the amount of stakes we'll receive as the year goes on should increase. The other thing that I've seen, certainly in the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks, if you've been following the weekly staking update videos, is that the staking rewards are starting to increase now. One of the reasons is because at the beginning of the year I started the masternode experiment, so my masternode shootout experiment, and I had some brand new masternodes there. So Bulwark, Linda, Volcano, Smart Cash. With some of those, I didn't have any other coins, but as the masternode returns have come in, as the masternode rewards rather have come in, I've consolidated those and they are now starting to stake. So for some of these coins, I've now got a reasonable kind of number of coins, and we're starting to see regular stakes from those. I've also, through kind of trade and other kind of means, I've increased the number of some of the other coins. Now, it's not the case with all the kind of coins, but we are seeing a general kind of upward trend. So I've got slightly more coins now than when we started the kind of year, and a lot of the kind of masternode kind of payouts now, we are starting to see sort of weekly staking rewards from those now. So that should hopefully increase and should also compound up as the year goes on. But in terms of the amounts we've made, we're about the $100 mark, so we're miles off where we need to be. But this is was always going to be a bit of a kind of slow burner. I don't have any major kind of changes planned for this, but I'll talk through the changes for everything after we've gone through the figures. Secondly, we're looking at masternode revenue. This is a lot more positive. Now, we started the first 4 weeks of the year probably around the 25% of where we wanted to be. We've fallen off of that a little bit. That was largely through this sort of middle period. So Smart Cash, which was one of our masternodes, the Smart Cash Smart Node, the collateral change. So our 10,000 coin masternode went offline for a few weeks until I bought back in. So we had a period here where we didn't receive any kind of returns from that. Prices were quite suppressed as well. So we started to kind of tail off. But in the last few weeks, we seem to be heading back towards where we were at the beginning of the year again. So I'm hopeful for masternode revenue. Now, this is the only one that's kind of fixed, in that I chose 6 masternodes, different sizes, different kind of costs, and sort of like kind of proposed kind of payouts at the beginning of the year, because I thought it would be a sort of fair representation of something that potentially could have the potential to make that $100 a month back. Now, I could just add some extra kind of masternodes on in order to increase that, but I said at the beginning of the year I was going to stick to those 6 masternodes, and that's what I'm going to do. So we will see if we kind of hit it. I'm relatively optimistic still for the masternode revenue. I think with a reasonable increase in kind of price across the board, we should be there or thereabouts, hopefully maybe in the next kind of 8 to 12 weeks. Anyway, on to the next one. So we've got trading revenue here. So you can see a little bit more variation here than the last two. I have a very sort of particular kind of like trading thing, in that I basically just short small cap altcoins that I hold. So basically you see a lot of variation in kind of price, particularly in small cap coins. Now, if I have a coin, so for example, a couple of days ago I was trading Burst. Now Burst went up by about 15%, so I sold a load of kind of Burst, and then the price often then drops back down. When it dropped back down a couple of days later, I bought back in the original amount of kind of Burst, which then made me a small profit in Bitcoin. Now the two things I do is I either if it's a staking coin, if it's a coin I'm trying to accumulate, then what I will do is sell when the price kind of goes up and then buy back in slightly lower to increase the number of coins. If it's something where I'm happy with the number of coins I'm holding, so Burst, for example, I have 100,000, I like to keep 100,000 for trading kind of swings in the price with that. But it's not a coin I'm particularly interested in kind of accumulating or anything like that. So what I'll do is I'll buy back the same number of kind of coins, but release the extra for Bitcoin, which I'll either keep as Bitcoin or then swap for other kind of coins that I'm trying to accumulate a bit more. So anyway, we've had a bit of variation. Now, when Bitcoin is kind of flat, I find the trading a little bit easier. The last few weeks when Bitcoin's been going up dramatically, I've curtailed a lot of my kind of trading, so I haven't done as much trading the last few weeks. I'm looking always for, one of my altcoins, in a day maybe where Bitcoin's kind of flat or slightly down, I'm looking for one of the alts that I hold to be at least 10% up, hopefully somewhere nearer to sort of 15 to 20% up before I kind of trade it. And then I kind of buy back in at a lower rate. So those opportunities haven't been as forthcoming, as Bitcoin has been really driving the price up in the last few weeks. But I'm happy, roughly, with where this has been going. We're roughly about half of where we want to be, just under the $800 mark profit so far this year. And as I mentioned before, as the price of kind of coins across the board kind of increases, the profits hopefully from the individual trades will continue to kind of increase along with those kind of prices. Anyway, going over to investing revenue, this has been the I suppose the kind of standout performer certainly in the last few weeks. So we had a great week right at the beginning of the year. The first week all the prices were up, and then they pulled back dramatically in kind of week two, and we've been under the kind of line, under our kind of like target line ever since then. We've been following it, roughly kind of in parallel, but starting from quite a low position from sort of week 4 really. And then week 12 we were down here, and then week 13 we're almost back to the line. Then we had that really big jump up, a little bit of kind of like consolidation here at the kind of top, but we've seen some really good gains. There's a reasonable amount of Bitcoin in my investment portfolio. The link is below if you want to have a look at what's in that. But yeah, this has been kind of really successful. So this is well over double where we were, where we're hoping to be. I think we're on about somewhere around the $4,000 odd $4,500 mark at the moment from our target of 1,600. So that's made up for some of the sort of poor performance and some of the other revenue streams, but that's going pretty well at the moment, and let's hope that continues. And then finally, social and other revenue. This, along with staking, was always going to be a bit of a slow burner. This is basically just money from the YouTube videos, so I don't make a lot, maybe about $5 a week, something like that, $4 or $5 a week. I also get the occasional affiliate sign up, so a few people have signed up to Vulture through my affiliate link, so thanks very much for anybody that's done that, and you'll see little spikes when I get kind of paid out for that. But this has been a bit of a slow burner. I think this is going to be the one that's going to be most difficult to get anywhere near our kind of target this year, but we'll see how things pan out. I think with a rising kind of market potentially in the middle to second half of this year might bring a lot more interested people into kind of crypto, and hopefully that will drive greater views on the videos and stuff like that. I've got some additional kind of video series that I've got planned, which hopefully will drive more views and more subscribers to the channel. So that it should incrementally kind of increase, but I think we're going to really struggle to get anywhere near our target. And then finally, total revenue. You can see we're a little bit under our line, but not horrendously so. I think we're on about $5,500 of an $8,000 target. So compared to where we were in week 12, when we were a long way below it, had a really good 4-week period. So it's been a really positive 4 weeks really. The price of Bitcoin, it's taken another little dip this morning, but it's been up well over 5,200 for a few weeks now, and then we had some rises to 5.4 and even 5.6 in the last kind of couple of days. A little bit of a pullback today, but yeah, we seem to be testing sort of new highs certainly over the last sort of 6-month period. Be interesting really to see whether Bitcoin can get up and test that 6,000 mark. I think if Bitcoin can get above that 6,000 mark and stay there for a little while, I think that'll be a really kind of positive sign. But I think the sort of like 6,000 to $6,200 mark for Bitcoin is really probably quite big resistance. So it'll be interesting to see if we have another pullback down, maybe into the 4,000s, maybe even late 3,000. I don't think it will go that low, but could potentially have a pullback into the kind of 4,000s before that next kind of step up. Anyway, let's have a look also finally at the coin accumulation target. So no big changes here. A few more Tron and a few more Cardano. I think that's the only changes over the last 4-week period. I have actually accumulated some other coins, staking coins. So I've got a chunk more PIVX, I think another 700 or 800 PIVX on what I did last week, which helps with the staking. But these are coins, not that necessarily I kind of love or anything like that, but these are coins that I think will do potentially very well in the next kind of bull run up. So they're coins that I've been looking to kind of accumulate. Not necessarily kind of like, you know, this kind of year. This is more of a long-term kind of focus. But let's have a look and see what we're going to do over the next 4 weeks. Briefly, staking, no big changes. I'm going to continue to acquire kind of coins if I can trade some of the kind of staking coins. And the nice thing about staking, because they're not locked in like Masternode coins, you can take advantage of price swings a little bit more. So when you know, prices swing up, particularly on some of these kind of smaller coins, I've got kind of stuff like kind of NAB and PIVX and stuff like that, and the price can be quite volatile. So I'm trading those kind of swings, increasing the number of staking coins, but that will just continue over the next 4 weeks. No big changes. Masternode, that's the one that's kind of locked down, so I can't make any changes for that. The 6 masternodes that are running will continue to run, and we're really reliant on price increases in order to get towards our target. Trading, we'll have to see basically what happens with a Bitcoin. As I mentioned before, when the Bitcoin price is increasing dramatically, it means the kind of trading that I'm kind of doing and the trading opportunities I'm kind of looking for tend to be a little bit fewer and far between. There are some opportunities out there. I've got a couple of open trades, I think, at the moment. I've been trading a little bit over the last few weeks, but a little bit less than I was in that sort of previous kind of period. This again, the investing one. My targets, so at the end of last year in my videos I would have said, I think probably end of November, when Bitcoin went down to about $4,000, I said to people that I was going to start accumulating. For me, anything sort of under that sort of $4,000 mark was a decent kind of level to accumulate. Not financial advice by any stretch, but I was comfortable accumulating in those ranges, and I started to do that. Did that for about 6 weeks, putting sort of £1,000 a week in. And then a bit of a change in kind of personal circumstances, but I had to kind of curtail the amount that I've been putting to crypto. Unfortunately, I would have liked to continue. Probably I would have continued putting 1,000 in. I think probably until we reach about kind of 5,000. I probably would have paused a few weeks ago when we reached that 5,000 mark to see if we were going to then kind of come back down to it. But this is probably going to stay fairly static now, this investment portfolio. So we'll see what kind of gains that can make with increases in price, hopefully later the year. And finally, social. So I've got a plan to sort of put out some more videos. I do my regular staking and Masternode videos. I do those every week. I'd like to start getting back to doing sort of crypto news and stuff like that, and also a lot more tutorial stuff. So at the end of last year when I was setting up Masternodes, I did a lot of kind of Masternode setup videos and things like that. So I'd like to get back to that. I've also got an interview series planned with people from popular Masternode projects, so that is starting to sort of be developed in the kind of background, but it's just trying to get kind of time with various people from various teams to sit down and talk through those kind of projects. So I have got more video content going. Apart from that, I haven't really added anything else in. I do post my YouTube videos up to DTube as well, but I haven't really kind of looked at any revenue that I've accrued from that really. I should really start accounting for maybe some of these smaller things, but at the moment this will be quite slow, I think. But you know, I have got plans to produce some more video content. As always, if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see, just pop those in the comments below. And then finally, obviously, total revenue, just, you know, a product of the other revenue streams. Coin accumulation targets, I'd like to continue accumulating some of these. I do have a handful of EOS that were on Cryptopia that didn't withdraw before it went down. Apparently they're still there, so when that is back up and running, I should have a few of those to start me off. But I would like to continue to accumulate some of these. Often I do this with trading profits, so it's reliant a little bit on the trading side of things rather than pure investing. Anyway, that's it for this update video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. It helps other people find the channel, and obviously that would help massively with my social revenue. The more people seeing the videos, the more we'll get from that point of view. But thanks very much for watching as always. Hopefully you have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.